Hello, everybody, and welcome to the North American Qualifier #1 for the One Nation of Gamers Summer Circuit. My name is Osmo Cutie. I'm joined by Hyped. How you doing, George?
Great. Like, you didn't even mention my last name like you normally do, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm
George
doing good.
Hyped Maganzini from
There you
Team
go.
Tempo
Thank you.
Storm. Become
Thank you.
legendary, all that, yada, yada.
PhD, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, today we have 4 players, the top 4 from the qualifier bracket from yesterday. Nostum, Serp the Terp, Hot Form, and Suki Pond. They're going to battle it out for prize pool, world championship points, as well as, of course, the GEICO points, which are the ever-important GEICO points. The winner of this, of course, will qualify for the feature tournament #1 for the One Nation of Gamers to compete for even more money and more points. So lots on the line for these guys today. Nostum and Serp the Terp is going to be the first matchup. Hyped, what do you know about these players?
All right. Nostum, I know a little bit about. His name is familiar. I mean, if you just Google his name, you'll see like all these VODs where he's played against like people like Trump with crazy decks and stuff. And I also know him because he's really involved in the scene. He's a streamer. I know, when we were playing in NEL, he took our VODs that were casted in Chinese and like recasted them in English for some people, because a lot of people are having trouble watching them in the first place. So most people watch them through VOD, so he cast them in English. So that was pretty cool. He's on Team Casey Tron's Grand National Champions, which I believe is just him and Lead Paint. Kit Kats was briefly added to the team in ESL, but since he didn't perform well enough, they kicked him right off. So I think it's just those two.
Said it was a trial period
Oh,
for
I
Kit
see.
Kats. I was actually there on the phone when they called up Casey and said, "Hey, can Kit Kats join?" And they said, "Oh yeah, sure, why not?" But yeah, since he wasn't a Grand National Champion, he wasn't allowed to be on the Grand National Champions.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Surf the Terp is on Team Gooby Storm, named after Gooby Senchu, I assume. Something with Tempo Storm involved.
Yeah. Yeah, Gooby sent you. Yeah, a lot of those players that play for that team or whatever that practice group is, right for Tempo Storm. So.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it's Gooby Storm and Bunny Muffins. They both write for it. Boxception and Wafster, those are 2 other good players. And then there's also Void Gimmick on there. I'm not gonna comment on his play, but Void Gimmick is cool, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, make sure throughout the day you're heading over to geico.onog.gg. You can go to that website, get an official quote from Geico, and enter a sweepstakes to win an official TSM PC. So if you guys want to support the One Nation of Gamers esports and what they do, and you want a TSM PC, make sure you head over there throughout the day. Really helps us out.
Save 15% or more on your auto insurance.
Save 15% or more on your auto insurance.
Do you pay auto insurance, TJ?
Do I pay for auto insurance? I do.
Yeah. How much do you pay a month?
Oh, $195, I think.
$195. So if you save 15% or more, then you would pay less than $195.
That is, whoa, blown away.
I got the math for you right there.
Blown away. Awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're giving away, there's $60,000 prize pool total for all of this. That includes all the money that we give out weekly and the money for the feature tournaments and, of course, money for the grand final. So that's a lot of money. And so make sure you support Geico and all of that. And I believe we're getting close to jumping into the first matchup of the day. And there we go.
As a freeze mage, I haven't seen freeze mage in a while. Most people in tournaments have been going with the tempo mage. Although I did play against Zixo today, but he didn't reveal his mage, and I was like really curious if it's freeze or tempo. Um, this was interesting. I like that he opened with it too, and I kind of maybe I didn't look at Surf the Terp's entire lineup, but it's a little risky to open with something like Warrior when you don't know if you need like a Fiery War Axe against this kind of deck. But I
Yeah,
guess against Freeze Mage you can kind of afford to mulligan for tempo and Mech Mage.
yeah,
So maybe that was his thinking.
yeah. The matchup for freeze mage, if you're the warrior player, is always going to be pretty good. So you can. It's one of those things where, like you said, you can afford to miss your mulligan because you're going to be in a pretty good spot anyway.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Let's see if it's. Um, we're not 100% sure. It's probably control, but there's a lot of people who've been playing Just Saiyans and Impact's latest patron
Oh,
warrior that has shield slams,
yeah, yeah,
shield
yeah.
blocks. But I guess that version doesn't have Belcher, so this should be control warrior.
I've seen. Yeah, it's hard to fit in the shield block, shield slams, and Belcher. Emperor Thorsan. That's not a card I see all the time in Control Warrior.
Yeah, I really think it should be there though, because if you think about it, like compared to like a Shield Maiden, you're gonna get that mana to like armor up a few times to make up for the Shield Maiden, and most
Mhm.
likely you're gonna have even better ways to spend your mana anyways than armor up.
Yeah. So this matchup, once upon a time, was the worst nightmare for the Freeze Mage, and it's been made better by Emperor Thors, and it opens up a lot more combos, especially with Archmage Antonitis, reducing like Ice Lances to 0 and reducing Frostbolts to 1. And just your spells in general let you get that spell engine, the Fireball engine, which can allow you to take victories where in the past you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, he's got the coin, which is nice if he's playing Antonice, which assume he is. I was like messing around with Malagos for a while, and that's actually the best version you want against Warrior. You'd actually have really good odds. But he's probably just playing Antonice, which means he has decent odds if he can hold on to that coin. Sometimes your hand gets too clogged, and you kind of have to get rid of stuff like coin. And another thing going for the mages these days is a lot of warriors don't run Ragnaros anymore. As you can see, he probably cut it if he's running Ysera.
Yeah.
The Emperor's going
And
to be a problem though, because you can't freeze the Emperor. You kind of have to deal with it. Maybe sometimes it depends.
why do you say the Malagos version is better? What makes the Malagos version better than, say, just a regular Freeze Mage? And does it just make it worse across